So I have done a little more looking into some additional information on trying to explain exactly what this was that I captured back on July 27th of 2022. And I came across some other interesting articles, but I had already done, quite a bit of research already in the last few years, well, since 2018 when I captured this like Tesla coil looking thing coming through here, right there. Back it up. See if I can get it back on there. There we go. Yeah, when this came through back in 2018, along with this weird line of energy the same night, this was both this is the same storm. This was captured coming in really, really slow and low. And then this, Tesla coil thing popped out of nowhere. And then, I've captured some recent interesting activity with these like light pulses where it seems like we're being beamed, like we're being pulsed. And I'm still kind of analyzing this recent upload and capture here from the 28th of July because I do still believe that I've detected some kind of a mathematical pattern to that pulsing that's going on. But I'm not quite sure on that one yet. That one I have to really, analyze it close. And so yeah, I'll be doing a little more analysis of this like weird storm that came over back in, the end of July here. When I capture stuff like this too, like these beams, I mean, these look like laser beams to me. It looks like Star Wars stuff, it looks like laser beams across the sky. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like some kind of, lens effect or weird anomaly or something. It looks like a laser beam, an actual laser beam shooting across the sky. If it looks like a duck, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, though, that that's what this stuff is that I'm capturing. I mean, this stuff here is just really, really weird because it looks like there's a physical object here that has some kind of a node or an electrode or something on there. But anyway, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but this was an interesting article that was published by David Hambling, a South London-based technology journalist, consultant, and an author on May 11th of 2020, where he talks about the U.S. Navy laser creates plasma UFOs. Yes, and I do have this PDF file, I believe. I believe have it that saved too. And this article goes on to say, and I'll put a link in the description so you can read the whole thing if you want. I just want to skim through a few interesting parts. But it says, the U.S. Navy has patented technology to create mid-air images to fool infrared and other sensors. This builds on many years of laser plasma research and offers a game-changing method of protecting aircraft from heat-seeking missiles. It may also provide a clue about the source of some recent UFO sightings by military aircraft. A sufficiently intense laser pulse can ionize, producing a burst of glowing plasma. Okay, producing a burst of glowing plasma, right? I'm not saying that's what it is. The laser-induced plasma effects program uses single plasma burst as flash bang stun grenades. A rapid series of such pulses can even be modulated to transmit a spoken message. Video here. I'll play that video here too. This article goes on to talk about a more sophisticated approach uses an intense, ultra-short, self-focusing laser pulse to create a glowing filament or channel of plasma, an effect discovered in the 1990s. Okay, glowing plasma? Not saying that's what it is. Where was I at here? Known as laser-induced plasma filaments, LIPF. These can be created at some distance from the laser for tens or hundreds of meters. Because LIPFs conduct electricity, they have been investigated as a means of triggering lightning, okay, or creating a lightning gun. And now, this is an article that I came across back when I was trying to investigate to figure out what this was that I captured, this Tesla coil looking thing. I came across this article then talking about this multi-mode ray gun, okay? And this was posted up again from that same author, David Hambling, from the other article on April 23rd of 2009, okay? 13 years ago, they're talking about this stuff right here. And it says, Army multi-mode ray gun tech zaps, crackles, pops. This is real stuff, okay? This is not science fiction stuff here that I'm talking about. This is real stuff that they've been running through their R&D groups and through universities and through literally thousands of engineers and people researching and developing different ways to apply this type of technology, okay? And this article goes on to talk about the Army's new ray gun research project combines the zap of a laser with the crackle of an electric shock and the pop of a high power microwave pulse, known as the multimode directed energy armament system. Let me repeat that. Known as the multimode directed energy armament system. It offers a wide range of different effects against different targets. Defensively, it could knock out everything from improvised explosive devices, IEDs, to incoming rockets. As a weapon, its effects might range from taser-like effects to a lethal lightning bolt. Let me repeat that, to a lethal lightning bolt. And it should be able to stop vehicles in their tracks, assuming the tech all pans out as planned naturally. Well, they got to test it somehow, right? The technology, which I describe in this week's New Scientist magazine, uses an ultra short pulse laser to create an ionized channel through the air. Down this channel, you can then send bursts of energy. It'll conduct electricity, and it can also act as a waveguide for an intense pulse of microwaves. These could be used to destroy the fuse of a roadside bomb, fry the electronics of a missile, or burn out the ignition on an unshielded vehicle. Okay, I'll put a link in the description. You can read more on it. It's a very interesting article that talks about the high-powered microwave weapon as well. But put up on August 19th of 2014, University of Arizona Palankin, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. Um, I'll put a link in the description. You can read the whole thing. I just want to kind of read through a little bit here. Um, says, by zapping the air with a pair of powerful laser bursts, researchers at the University of Arizona have created highly focused pathways that can channel electricity through the atmosphere. The new technique can potentially direct an electrical discharge up to 10 meters or 33 feet away or more, shattering previous distance records for transmitting electricity through the air. It also raises the intriguing possibility of one day channeling lightning with laser power. Channeling lightning with laser power. Now, why would you need to channel lightning using laser power? Okay. The idea of using lasers to channel electricity through the air, which is not normally conductive, was first proposed in the 1970s and further explored through the 1990s. The research was based on the idea that by superheating a very narrow column of air, it would be possible to create a straight path along which an electric charge could flow. The higher than normal concentration of free electrons in the plasma overcame the atmosphere's natural insulator properties, making it much more conductive. Under laboratory conditions, researchers were, at the time, able to produce a filament of approximately 1 meter in length. And this is back in 2014. So they've had another decade yet, almost another decade. Well, I mean, we know this article also states that they've been working on it, and it was first proposed in the 70s and then further explored through the 90s. So they've had decades of trying to refine and work this stuff out, okay? Now, their main purpose is to make it last longer. All right. The filaments the researchers created significantly lowered what is known as the electrical breakdown point, the voltage that is needed to overcome the insulating effect of the atmosphere. Lightning because of its incredibly high voltage, routinely overcomes the air's natural resistance, although in highly random and unpredictable ways. You bet your ass it does. This type of energy is very unpredictable. This type of energy needs to be harnessed in a specific way and not played around with like it's some kind of little laser light gun from Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, anyway, I'm getting off again here. Based on their initial results, the researchers believe that other forms of heater beams, such as microwaves or long wavelength lasers, could further increase the distances they were able to achieve, though other issues would need to be addressed before applications like channeling lightning could be achieved. Oh, you think there could be a few issues with channeling lightning? Maybe? I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm going to share one last little part here. This was another article and information that I had came across. And again, this was back after I had already captured this weird, line of energy coming in, this Tesla coil, and all of these other really weird things going on. And then now we have these recent things where these weird beams going over Lake Mead and Hoover Dam, and I'm capturing these weird shapes and outlines of things in the sky. It looks like plasma to me. I'm just working this theory here to try to come to some logical conclusions for some of these things that I'm capturing and then some of the things I'm experiencing as well. But anyway, I'll put a link in the description. You can read this whole thing, and I'm gonna unplug my headphones here in a second so that you can hear what this guy is actually saying in this article. But this was put up by Military Times back on July 19th of 2019. And you're gonna think that it's silly, but you know what? They've been playing around with this sound warfare as well for decades. They used it in other in wars from previous days where they've used this sound. Anyway, Pentagon scientists are making talking plasma laser balls for use as non-lethal weapons. And this was an article written by Todd Smith on July 19th, 2019. Anyway, instead of beaming a flashlight or shouting over a loudspeaker to keep people away from sensitive areas, new technology being developed could allow troops to fire a laser that can form a plasma ball that talks to the potential intruders. The Laser Induced Plasma Effect Program is part of the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate program to find ways to deter, stun, and basically stop adversaries short of killing them. You listen up, okay? Use of directed energy or lasers includes heating up a target's skin to extremely uncomfortable levels without burning them, or blasting confusing noises, or giving voice commands such as stop or will be forced to fire upon you. Now, I'm going to play this video. I'm going to have to unplug my headphones to do it. But if it sounds like I'm kind of cracking up a little bit and getting a little bit emotional, it's because I've been having burning, searing headaches. I get these sensations where it feels like the very top of my head is on fire, and then my skin will itch and my skin will burn. I'll feel like I'm having an allergic reaction. I'm highly sensitive to it. I know what it feels like, and that's the only thing I can contribute to these sensations that I get. And it's during these times when these things occur. After these things occur, I end up with this burning, searing sensation. It feels like the top of my head is on fire, and it feels like my skin is itching and burning so bad. And it's having profound effects on me. And I'm going to unplug the headphones and let this play forward. I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm sorry. But I'm saying that I appreciate having allies and being able to share this information. I'm going to play it forward a little bit. You're going to think some of it is ridiculous. But just bear with me while I go through this discovery and trying to figure out some of these things that are going on.
Pentagon scientists have finished testing on an early weapon that can make laser plasma balls talk.
Stop, or we will be forced to fire
The laser-induced plasma effect is made by the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate. So what they've done is basically create a laser that can shoot out to a certain distance, and they can pipe in sound waves through it, and actually make human voice sounds and commands. It's around an area we want to keep the perimeter secure. So essentially, you can shoot out this laser. You can then talk to the people on the edge of the perimeter rather than sending troops out there and tell them to get away, or you're going to shoot, or get away, or they're going to use other means to deter them. And that same laser can be used to actually target the individual and create heat through pinpricks, like microscopic pinpricks in their skin, even beneath clothing. It's extremely uncomfortable, and people move out of the way almost immediately.
And extremely uncomfortable, and people move out of the way immediately. I'm sorry, folks. I'll put a link in the description. You can read the whole thing, and I'll try to do another part, but I need to step away from this for a second. Just know that I appreciate having allies. And I'm not saying that that's what the stuff is that's going on around here. I'm just presenting information and sharing information because I'm trying to discover and figure out what some of this stuff is. And I'm just documenting and sharing information. So just know that I appreciate having the viewers and having the allies